Entity number 216, Petrified Subjects of the First Prince. Quote, this was recorded with the expressed consent of the petrified viceroy of the first generation. A human group called the Meg has requested us to introduce our civilization to whoever might read this. However, we are to make clear that we have no plans nor motives to work with the group called the Meg, and that we are a separate organization and identity dedicated to the upbringing and preservation of our Lord the Prince the First's legacy, whose name we shall not dictate, as it is the highest honor of holiness. We would also like to express that we are not a cult serving a god that does not exist. He is a true god amongst gods, and shall be respected as so when entering our domain. Although we may not appear as people and instead are stone constructs, we would still kindly ask you humans to respect us as equals of your own. We would also prefer that you do not experiment with our bodies, as each part of us is shared within another, and thus our pain and suffering are intertwined. You may commune with us if you wish, and we would record our interactions with you within our database respectively. Our main goal is to go home, to our realm far beyond this dangerous one. We were banished all at once from our realm a long time ago, and we are trying to figure out the reason as to why, and how we would be able to return to our peaceful world. We could feel our lord, the Prince the First's presence, but we always seem to fail to communicate with him. We have been within this unknown realm humans call the Backrooms for eons now. Time passes differently within our realm and our minds. I am sure someone can explain that to you at another time. We have been separated into generations, each different than the last. We began to industrialize, then modernize, and our technology has risen ever since we arrived in the back rooms. We have learned to evolve from our primitive technologies in our original world. However, we could not use this technology outside our realm, for we are statues and cannot move. We also do not have the ability to materialize objects, and our capabilities are limited to our minds only. From your perspective, they are similar to imaginations, but only this time you are living consistently within those imaginations, upheld for eons within our minds. We are the subjects of the first prince, or as you may know us as, the Petrified. We live, we survive, we are people. End quote. Petrified elder of the third generation, Zabaz. Quote, ah, it hast been a long while since I hath spoken to anybody. Yet I remember the time I hath arrived within this here realm we presently nounce as the Backrooms. The early youth eons ago back then were panicking about the sudden banishment from our lord the Prince the First. I dare not speak of his name, however. My sincerest and deepest apologies for mine old state, but thee hath come to commune with me, have thou not? Ah, yes. Very well. Mine memories are a slight broken, due to time, but I shall attempt to best of my abilities to tell thou a story. Thou see, it was a long time ago when our lord, the Prince the First, rose his sword of ever brilliance. The light from his sword was very so bright that it hath transfigured us into this tactile form of stone. Our bodies melted and blazed for years, yet we felt no flame. We were paused in our bodies of stone, until suddenly we fell through the earth and ended up in this here realm. At first, we hear not of voices from people, but eventually we all cameth together to form what we are now. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. We all desire to go home, dearest human. How we miss the lush forest of our world, and how peaceful our lives were then. Ah, I remember. I was even lucky enough to meet our lord, the Prince the First. How kind he was to the town I governed. He slew several gods, even rivaling his. I deeply apologize. I am afraid I cannot tell you. It is time I go once more. I bid thee farewell, kind human. Best of wishes to your onward journeys. End quote. Petrified elder of the first generation, Reatheth, quote, "Believe it or not, we are people. Though we may seem like unmoving statues to your eyes, our life thrives and continues on through our minds. Our Lord, the Prince the First, has gifted us the ability to commune through each other, no matter how far we are. Our civilization lives through us in our vessels. We all share the same bodies and minds. We have married, we have birthed, we have died, we have been reborn. Our minds are one and the same, and through our minds we forge our cities and traditions. Through your eyes it seems like imagination, but for us it is real, and you are living in a city through your minds in a body of stone. I know it's a little confusing. I too didn't get it for the first time. Oh, and yes, time goes really, really fast in our realm. I think it was, yeah, it was 24 hours in the Backrooms is about 1 year in our realm. I don't know how it works, but it sure is amazing." End quote. Petrified child of the 8th generation, Gorhu. Quote, sometimes people like to destroy statues, and, we're kind of scared one day they'll do the same for me and my brothers once they notice our existence. Last year, I think, Jezged died because a human broke his head with a sledgehammer. It wasn't the nicest experience. We all had migraines after that. Luckily, entities, or beasts or whatever, don't give a shit about our existence, and they just ignore our bodies when they pass us. But it's always the humans that break our bodies every time without significant reason, and sometimes we don't understand why they do? Like, I'm just relaxing in my own corner, talking to my brothers and how their work went, then suddenly some people come up to us and just decide to break us, which is kinda rude if you get me. I hope you don't do it to us. I think you're a pretty chill guy. What was your name again? Ah, right. You're an operative of that human group. Right? Yeah, the Meg. That group. A lot of people that break us come from that group for some reason. They said it was for research and documentation because we were a new entity, but it hurts? And we can't just, be reborn every single day. It's like a queue of sorts when you die. You sit with the other fellas, but you're not in a body. You're just like in a weird spectral temple of some kind, and you're just waiting for your turn. But yeah, anyway, I hope you tell them not to break our bodies anymore because it hurts a lot. Plus, our bodies are limited. We can't just possess a random statue. They aren't our bodies. Well, at least for now, anyway. I heard our scholars have been working on a way to transport our consciousnesses to other statues, but it's quite a hard task to accomplish, even after centuries of research and stuff. Do you have any more questions? No? Alright, I'm going back to writing. End quote. Petrified citizen of the 12th generation, Carol. Quote, "Our Lord, the Prince the First, does not abandon. He will come back for us and bring us home. He does not leave a single shadow behind, for his light is the ever brilliance and shall shine forevermore. Our descendants have forgotten the significance of our forefather, the first prince, but we all know in our hearts how deeply we miss our world. Though we may be content in our new modern world, we forget not of our roots in a world where peace and tranquility reign all. We remember our traditions and history and teach our children the significance of our old realm far from this one. No clip? We did not no clip. We were banished to this realm by our prince and turned to stone. We we do not know why, but there must be an important purpose for it. Our prince would not abandon us. He loved us dearly." End quote. Petrified citizen of the first generation, Rixeth. Quote, "Ah, you wish to know more about our society, traditions, cities, biology, and population? Very well. First and foremost, we are to learn the basics of our race. We are a species originating from a realm beyond the Backrooms. We are creatures like you, but our differences come with our diversity. Some are born with 2 heads, 4 arms, or 3 legs, but in our most basic state, we may be called humans. Our prince said that we are not humans, but fragments of his light. each connected and bonded and unitized to form one mind, one singularity of several consciousnesses. You may know it as hive mind, which essentially describes us. We are the subjects of the first prince. We serve under him, and we dedicate our civilization to him. We build temples and churches to offer our prayers and benefaction wherever he may be. To summarize, our traditions revolve around the first prince and his ordained command. Our society is simple and monotone, perhaps repetitive, but it is always carefree and peaceful. We are unbound by any expectations, as we are able to almost achieve anything together. It is also due to this nature that we have decided to lessen reproduction and keep a stable population, not to overload our vessels with more people. We are currently resolving this issue by experimenting with expanding our minds to actual statues or constructs, or even a mega vessel where we can store all of us within. But that is a topic for another time. Our cities are all connected in the same pattern of the first prince's insignia, the ever brilliance. Our megastructure spans millions of kilometers, comfortably housing our species within. In our realm, we have no opposition to fend off, and we have no threats to overcome. It is because of this that one might see our realm as paradise. We were gifted immortality by our prince, and we are provided a vast, endless realm of tranquility and peace. We could not ask for anything better. Our populations reach the number of billions, though, as I previously stated, we have decreased our rate of reproduction to avoid overpopulation and overloading our vessels. End quote. Petrified scholar of the third generation, Chikazai. The human population of the Backrooms wanted to record our species, and our petrified viceroy has subsequently agreed to this term. We have copied their main document and shall also provide updated versions whenever necessary. They have taught us how to create and write simple documents in case we are in need of any file formats. We shall now provide you, who are accessing this database in our realm, the complete file of our race. Proceed to document entity 216. Permission granted. Primus Princips. Petrifactus in lumine suo. Concord Entity Classification System. Habitats. Cosmopolitan. Indexed Entity Threat Score. Danger 0. Intelligence B+. Class Itemic. Properties. Hive mind, subservient, civilized, benevolent. Description. Formerly known as the subjects of the first prince and officially designated as Entity 216, the petrified subjects are a complex hive mind humanoid population transfigured into stone statues and other constructs through an anomalous method by an enigmatic figure known as the first prince. Entity 216 instances are located within levels predominantly human populated, such as Level 1, Habitable Zone, Level 10, the Bumper Crop, Level 11, the Endless City, and more, although other instances have also been seen in isolated locations and regions. The current estimated population of Entity 216 instances ranges around the billions, and likely more based on several testimonies with the population of Entity 216. Note that this does not account for the total amount of all petrified vessels, as most Entity 216 instances are shared or merged in the same statue. Due to Entity 216's supernatural hive mind capabilities, their entire population possesses high human level intelligence and is primarily well informed and experienced in several topics such as science, philosophy, literature, mathematics, and more. Entity 216 vessels appear to be humanoid by default, with moderate alterations and exaggerations in their biology and physical appearance. An exhibit of photographs taken by several wanderers with the expressed consent of the following the petrified people are shown below. Show photographs. Entity 216 collected photographs. Petrified1.jpg. Image caption. Photograph of Entity 216, vessel of the petrified viceroy and other petrified elders. Quote, sometimes we reach out to the sky in hopes to find our prince. End quote. Petrified2.jpg. Image caption, photograph of Entity 216, a council of petrified elders. Petrified3.jpg. Image caption, photograph of Entity 216, the brothers Carol, Jezga, and Lowell. Petrified4.jpg, photograph of Entity 216, the quote-unquote headless idiots in level 11, the endless city. Petrified5.jpg, image caption, photograph of Entity 216, a petrified citizen named Rixeth. Petrified6.jpg, image caption, photograph of Entity 216, a petrified scholar named Chi Kazi, located within a building in level 11. Petrified7.jpg, image caption, photograph of Entity 216, a council of petrified elders in level 1, habitable zone. Entity 216's population has been existing within the Backrooms for approximately 125 million years at least. Footnote: this is confirmed by a petrified scholar that converted Petrified Standard Time, PST, to Backroom Standard Time, BST. That conversion resulted in 1 year within Entity 216's hive mind to 24 hours or 1 day in the Backrooms. End footnote. This suggests that Entity 216 has been existing for no less than 3 billion years within their realm. This extensive time span propagated Entity 216 into a multi-billion populated and modernized civilization in a realm in their hive mind. The entire population religiously worships and serves a godlike enigma known as the First Prince, the Lord the Prince the First, or simply the Prince. Further details, such as its name and full capabilities, are unknown to the rest of the human population, and are likely to never be revealed. Entity 216's race originated in an outside realm like the Front Rooms. This realm is the dominion of the First Prince, and the original home of the petrified subjects. Substantial interviews with Entity 216 instances suggest that the realm was likely around a medieval and peaceful era. Despite the total amount of their population, their overall lifestyles are peaceful, normal, and utilized, with zero to no conflict in their midst. Their communities are, as far as we know, and have documented, organized and tranquil due to their hive mind and constantly optimistic nature. Their cities are suggested to be extremely modernized and connected, possessing no weaponry or military organizations, due to their realm being devoid of any conflict, hostile entities, and/or rival factions to compete against. Among themselves, they are extremely intertwined and rooted, making them one of the most efficient species that has ever been discovered in the Backrooms yet. Behavior. The population of Entity 216 exhibits very optimistic and direct personalities. It is observed that the younger the generation is, the more petrified citizens are casual and direct with the person they are conversing with, while the petrified people of older generations come across to be more relaxed, composed, optimistic, and subtle with their approach. This is said to be a natural development of a civilization and its development, as this behavior is also seen in humans, but is interesting for a hive mind population. Entity 216 instances are also primarily friendly with humans, conversing with them on a daily basis, and creating friendships with almost every wanderer they meet. It seems that their population is fond of humanity and their customs, sometimes relating to the stories wanderers tell them. In a certain way, they have found a connection with a species not of their own, and are a breath of fresh air after being alone in an isolated mind world. It is suggested that humanity care and bond with these entities as they are genuine and hospitable to humankind. Living within different time perspectives is observed to be of no confusion within the petrified's lives. When asked specifically about this dilemma, they would always state that they do not pay attention to the passing time, and would always live a casual, flowing life due to their immortality. This seems that time to the entity's 216 population is regarded as useless, and they would not notice the constant fluctuation amidst states of time, perception between the Backrooms and the hive mind realm. Yet, despite these circumstances, They always appear to be lively and optimistic, despite their ability of baseline immortality. Biology. All entity instances' anatomy and biology within their vessels do not contain any alien or foreign matter, and are clearly composed of a mixture of basalt, diorite, concrete, hematite, and other common rocks and materials. The anomalous transfiguration or transition from flesh matter into the complete stone matter that is the vessels of Entity 216 is still unknown despite extensive study. No further research has been enacted on this matter, as it is required to chip materials from Entity 216 vessels in order to conduct an analysis of the material composition. Entity 216 instances sense externally from their vessels, using highly sensitive echolocation that naturally developed due to their statued state. This was proven when a council of petrified elders stated that they could only see and feel through sounds and vibrations. This ability does not seem to be dependent on the statue's or construct's head, as seen by the group of headless petrified citizens in Level 11, the Endless City. Discovery. The population of Entity 216 is theorized to have been technically discovered in the Backrooms by the earliest humans approximately 300,000 years ago, but its official record of date was in mid-2012 after being located in Level 1 by the first human group in the Backrooms, known as the Meg. A log of the first interactions with Entity 216 instances has never been recorded, due to the lack of resources at the time. Do's and don'ts. Do. Be courteous and respectful to the petrified. Be friendly and talk to the petrified. They seem to enjoy people's company. Help them whenever necessary. They cannot physically move or defend against threats. Quote, when in need of guidance, help, and knowledge, you may also seek us for counseling and therapy. End quote. Petrified Elder Reatheth. Don't. Destroy, hurt, or break the petrified's vessels. This causes them great pain and discomfort, and is limited as of the current date. Disrespect their personal traditions and ideals. Conflicting with their self-belief is unpreferable and is considered hostile. Question the existence of the first prince. This seems to aggravate the petrified people at a deep, personal level.